power to the bridge, from the river, councilman for you. That's right, vote for my daddy, please.
Good evening. My name is James Preston Allen. I'm the publisher of Random Links News, the Harbor area's only independently owned and operated newspaper. And tonight, October 12th, we have hosted a candidate forum at Los Angeles Harbor College. The importance of this event is that it is the most important of the candidate forums to talk about the issues facing the 15th Councilmanic District for the City of Los Angeles. It was very important. It's going to be broadcast on cable TV subsequently. And I thank all of you for being here tonight and supporting these candidates in their run for the office of councilperson.
Hello, San Pedro News Pilot. I'm Jamie Wilson. I'm a candidate for the LA City Council for the 15th District. I'm the candidate that has been creating jobs in our district. I'm the candidate that signs the payroll check on the front, not the back. I'm the candidate that's not going to use taxpayer money to pay for my campaign and fill your mailboxes with mailers. I'm not going to drive a city car. I'm not going to run for any other office. All I'm going to do is work in the 15th District to bring jobs, to fix sidewalks, to make the quality of life better. Please support me on November 8th. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon or good evening, San Pedro News Pilot. It's nice to see the name of the San Pedro News Pilot back in circulation. I'm Gordon Tuber, candidate for LA City Council District 15. I look forward to the forum tonight. I'm glad to have the opportunity to share our ideas and thoughts with a larger community through cable audience and through the people who are here tonight, and look forward to the outcome of tonight's event. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Joe Buscaino, candidate for LA City Council District 15. Thanks to the San Pedro News Pilot for putting this on. And we are in the race. We're going to take this and win this on November 8th. I ask you to consider volunteering. I ask you to consider a contribution to joebuscaino.com. Visit the website. Take a look at the over 350 community leaders, our neighbors, our friends endorsing me for City Council, for Council District 15. I'm really proud of our effort. I'm proud of my community. I'm raising my family here. I've worked the streets as a police officer here. My wife is a teacher here. I've been here all my life. I love this council district. We are the pearl of the city of Los Angeles. I ask you to join me, support me, and let's win together. Also, I'm so proud of the fact that over 75% of the folks who've contributed to my campaign are our friends, are our neighbors. People who live in this district are contributing to my campaign, and that's unheard of in city politics. So I thank you. I thank the community. Please be sure to vote. Exercise that right. We need you. If you're an absentee voter, put a stamp on it and send it in. I ask for your vote, and I ask for your support. Thank you so much.
Greetings, San Pedro News Pilot. My name is Justin Brimmer, and I'm running for Los Angeles City Council to represent you in City Hall, but also on the streets. My ears to the ground. I know exactly what we need. I don't need to hold a town hall meeting. We need a visionary in this position, and that's what I stand for. My joint vision from the bridge to the towers, not leaving out any street, any neighborhood, or any community. Again, November 8th is a special election, and I hope to earn your vote. Call me anytime, visit my website, but again, it's about you. This election is about you. This election is an opportunity for us to truly show the rest of Los Angeles that City 15 is not anyone's shadow, that we're great, and that we have the potential to be even greater. So again, tune in, and thank you, San Pedro News Pilot.
Hi, San Pedro News Pilot. I'm Rebecca Chambliss. I'm a candidate for City Council, District 15. I'm running for a couple of reasons. One, because I believe we need a strong advocate for the people in the 15th District. Two, the City Council is down to only one woman out of 15 members, and the only woman is on her last term. So we really need a woman to be elected to advocate for women and for all the people of the district.
Hello, SanPedroNewsPilot.com. This is Pat McOsker, firefighter, 31-year firefighter who works at Fire Station 101 in San Pedro and City Council candidate. Vote for me. Help me restore city services. Help me put people back to work. Go to PatMcOsker.com for my economic development plan, my jobs plan. Thanks.
Hi, this is Warren Furutani, Assemblymember Warren Furutani. I'm a candidate for the 15th City Council District, and I'm doing a shout out to the San Pedro News Pilot. Thank you very much for this opportunity to say hello to everybody. You know, I'm born in San Pedro. My father's born in San Pedro. I live in the Harbor Gateway, want to be the City Council member in the 15th. Excited about this campaign.
My My name is James Preston Allen. I'm the publisher of Random Links News. I would like to both honor and welcome all of those citizens who have decided to run as candidates for this office. You know, when this process began, there were a lot of people who said, 20 citizens running for this office, how am I supposed to make up my mind? I believe, however, that this is a positive sign that there is a vibrancy in the democracy and the civic debate in CD 15. All too often we are in a position of choosing between two lesser candidates. And tonight there are 9 here. I urge you all to listen to them carefully, to show them a certain amount of respect for just having the fire in the belly to stand up and to run for this office.
I spent the last dozen years or so working on community projects. I spent a lot of time as the past chair of the Port Community Advisory Committee, working to clean up the environment, working on the Clean Truck program, working on the Wilmington and San Pedro waterfront development projects to get them going. I was very involved in starting the charter high school in San Pedro, where now we have 950 kids that are going to school every day and a payroll of 70 teachers working in the town. I spent my life creating jobs, working with people, bringing people together. I think with your support, we can do what the residents, what the voters of this district want, and get our fair share.
I believe there needs to be a lot of changes at City Hall. The first thing I'd like to talk about is budget reform. The city has a runaway problem with salaries, pensions, and health care, and not many candidates in this race want to talk about that issue. 80 cents on the dollar in the city is spent on this issue, while our city services continue to shrink. And it's something that we need to address, and I believe I'm the candidate who's going to be most vocal about that issue. I'd also like to talk about the Department of Water and Power. It needs to be controlled. Its rate increases are really going to be something we have to keep an eye on in the coming years. I believe that the renewable energy plans have to be kept in check, that we cannot allow our rates to just skyrocket for renewable energy issues. Council District 15, it is one of the most physically isolated districts in the city of Los Angeles. Last week we had a great forum in the Harbor Gateway, an area that really deserves a lot of attention. And I made a comment last week that I'd like to commit to bringing back a field office for the Harbor Gateway. They really do deserve equal attention with the rest of the council district.
I am Joe Buscaino. I'm a lifelong resident of this district. I've also benefited from participating in its schools, nonprofits, youth programs, and civic organizations. As you know, I became a police officer, giving me a unique perspective beyond my middle-class upbringing. I learned about other people's struggles. I learned about the scourge of poverty, the pain it causes, and the conduct it breeds. I don't accept it, and I want to address it. As a senior lead officer for LAPD, my experiences expanded further. I learned how to get people to work together to build safer, stronger neighborhoods. I've demonstrated my ability to interact with community leaders, with schools, and neighborhood councils in a positive and productive way. In this position, I've responded to citizens in need. I have heard their voices and acted on their behalf. I'm ready to take the next step, to lead our district in economic development, job creation, and waterfront improvements so that we can turn the corner, build on our rich history and our traditions, and offer a bright future for the people of Council District 15. So thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
My name is Justin Brummer, and by trade, I'm the Legislative and Policy Deputy for Councilwoman Jennison at the time, and now Congresswoman. And I believe each and every neighborhood and every community deserves the right to be heard. For far too long, I have witnessed and I have seen the destruction and the burden of poverty on the backs of middle-class, poverty-impoverished people. I have seen it because I'm connected to it. I've seen our streets, I've seen the increase in pollution, unemployment, dropout rates, but yet I believe City Hall has turned a deaf ear to the very community that was the foundation of their existence. I am tired. I am vexed by the possibility that if we do not take this opportunity in November 8th and take this election, then we're going to see the same old Band-Aid solutions for 21st century problems. We have to take our future back. I got a lovely wife, a beautiful 5-year-old daughter, and we got one more on the way. When we talk about what's at stake, it's too much. So again, as you see here, some of you guys may have committed yourselves already to a candidate, but I ask you to hold an open ear, to hold an open heart and listen to exactly what these people stand on. Because we need a visionary, and as you know, without a vision, people perish, and we're perishing. Full of pollution, increased rates of asthma, and all types of things. I say no more.
It's always the same candidates that seem to show up at every event. I think it's a good indication of how they probably will do their job if elected as a city council person. I have a history in small business. I've built and sold several small businesses. I currently work in residential real estate. I also run a national foundation for animals and have provided free spay and neuter for dogs and cats for people in Los Angeles, as well as feral cats. I'm running for a couple of reasons. I'm running because I believe the people need an available person who can advocate for their real wishes and their needs in the district. You have to be available to know what those are.
I'm running for city council to serve the communities that I've fought to protect for 31 years as a Los Angeles City firefighter. I've literally worked during that time in every fire station in the 15th Council District. I currently work at Fire Station 101 in San Pedro. It's been a real honor and a joy to work there now because it's the neighborhood I grew up in. It's the fire station my dad worked at for his last 17 years in the job. I used to hang out there as a little boy. It's a joy to be back and to be protecting my community. I'm also the president of United Firefighters of Los Angeles City, Local 112. I've served in that capacity for most of the last decade. I've worked with a couple of mayors, dozens and dozens of council members, and scores of staffers, worked on all those budgets and these tough issues we've faced in this budget crisis, and I think I've been very good at it. In my capacity as the president of UFLAC, I've been the chief advocate for fire and paramedic services in Los Angeles, fighting hard to preserve those services for citizens of CD15 and throughout the city.
I'm very proud to be on the same dais with these great candidates that I'm sitting here with. But at different events, for example, one, Joe brought and wore his Letterman's jacket. And I said, oh man, how are we going to deal with that one? And then we were dealing with a young group, and Justin Bremer, he jumped up on the stage. I mean, he's so youthful. And then I found out, of all things, I'm older than Jamie Wilson. So, you know, it's great to be here at LA Harbor College because I, as you folks well know, particularly on campus, work with all of you to get this great campus moved from being a city of bungalows from World War II to absolutely becoming one of the premier higher education institutions in this area. Working together, we've done this. Working together, I've dealt with the federal government, local government, did our share as state folks in the legislature to get the money to rebuild the Gerald Desmond Bridge, which is going to generate 4,000 jobs over 5 years. When I was on the Board of Education, I started the Wilmington Skills Center, along with the other great programs in the region. That includes the Maxine Waters Employment Preparation Center, which we were able to change from the Watts Skills Center into this great training facility. I've been able to work on a lot of levels with a lot of people to get things done. Because ultimately, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting things done for the 15th district, making sure you get your fair share. We have what you need to have a great future for yourselves and for your children.
I missed you last night.
But my father and grandfather raised over dogs.
Environmental mitigation that allows our lungs to breathe without the particles entrapping us and causing us to have cancer.
Hey, good job. Hey, let's thank James Allen for putting this together, and this is what the community needs. Hear these voices, the voices of the community. Hear these candidates come together as a community on the important issues that are affecting us on a daily basis. So thank you so much, James.
Thank you, Joe.
Good.